The announcement comes following the latest cabinet meeting that took place on Friday, and it was decided that schools are to open soon.
Starting in October, schools could start to reopen, but as you saw, it will be done in phases. As you all know, our schools are classified in sections, from nursery all the way up to colleges and universities, and we'll start with the latter opening first in October. That is colleges and universities. There is also the matter of schools that do not use our own curriculum, that use foreign ones. And they informed us that schools in those other countries that use the same curriculums have reopened. Those types of schools, after they have fulfilled all the requirements we have asked of them, can also reopen. As for other regular schools in those categories, they will progressively be reopened, but our desire is to see them all opened by mid-November. That is in all categories.
Parents everywhere have been sighing with relief.
I was telling my child to listen to the radio in order to follow his lessons, and his reply would that he can't see the person speaking, and in any case, it is not his teacher, and he would leave and wander around until it is time to eat. They were no longer listening to us. Going back to school will help.
Some things we just cannot teach them as parents, and only a qualified teacher can. We all have a role to play in a child's upbringing, both parents and teachers. Some lessons only a teacher can give them, even though we too must do our part as parents. Officials from the Ministry of Education have made it clear that COVID-19 preventive measures must be respected in the schools when they finally reopen, and preparations are underway at schools like St. Andre in Kigali, with social distancing to be respected in classrooms, masks worn, and hand washing done almost religiously. There is also the matter of how much knowledge students have been able to retain after spending so much time away from their teachers. What we will first do when they return is give them a small test to see how much they remember. They had concluded the first term, so they must remember something, though understandably they will most likely have forgotten quite a bit. Regardless, all that will be properly ascertained and we will know where to start, depending on how much a student was able to retain on an individual basis, and most of our efforts will be focused on the weakest students so that they can get back to where they were before. Universities and colleges say they are also prepared, that they have been ready for a while now, in fact.
I, as the Vice Chancellor of this university, we have been waiting for this decision of the Cabinet to allow high learning institutions to reopen. We prepared ourselves for online. We are ready because since April, we have been offering the online teaching. And we have been waiting for the Cabinet to decide whether we resume on face-to-face or physical, or we resume online. Whether online, we are ready for the delivery, or face-to-face or physical, we are ready for the delivery. How are we ready for the physical? Because this physical delivering or face-to-face, even the Higher Education Council visited various universities. All the universities were visited by the Higher Education Council to check the preparedness of individual high learning institutions as regards to the physical reopening of the universities. Yes, we are ready, we are prepared.
We are ready, and this is something that we've been planning since April this year, when there was when lockdown was lifted. We started planning. So the first thing we did was to acquire sanitization booths. We also installed hand wash facilities at the gate. We have also installed automated record keeping for people who enter the campus. Students, they don't need to write, they just need to use an app, and that will take their details when they're coming into the campus. And then in the classrooms, we have planned for social distancing.
Dr. Valentine Wamaria says the spotlight is now on universities and colleges because their performance could determine the fate of schools at other levels.
Za kaminuza kubera ko arizo tuzaheraho ndagira ngo mbaho ubutumwa bwihariye.
This message is for universities because we'll start with them. We consider students in them as adults because they are and know how to behave as such. Their behavior, therefore, will affect students at lower levels. One way or another, if they fail to adhere to the preventive measures, it could result in decisions being made that could have been avoided. I urge them to behave properly and open up doors for the others because how they carry themselves will provide us with the information we need as we progressively open up.
Rwanda currently has up to 4 million students at all levels of education.